Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be talking about a video that I put out on Monday. I'm going to be kind of watching this and kind of, putting my feedback in on how this P123 race kind of went. So yeah, it's going to be just kind of my reaction to kind of the different things that happened. I'm going to be skipping a lot, so it's going to be a little bit shorter than an hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, today's going to be all about that, so let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to pick up on is this like a little moment in the beginning of the race. We're like 6 minutes in, and I see Johnny Brown, who is a pro national champs winner, national champs winner, goes up the road, and I'm like, oh, I have to get up to this right now. So I use a bunch of power, like way too much than I should have, like using like a match to get up to here. I'm like, all right, I'm up to the group. Oh, they let him go. Okay, so now I have to make another big surge to try and get up to him. But he is in full stride right now, going as hard as he can to stay away, and trying to establish that breakaway. And I was like, if I get up to him, I am in one of, in the first couple laps, one of the best breakaway opportunities of the race. Even looking forward in the race is like one of the best opportunities for me. But I just never can get the legs going. I think this kind of has to do with my warm-up. I didn't do a big warm-up because of the race before. And I think that has a lot to do with my legs being a little bit shattered still from the last race. So it's still early on, and I'm like, I have to do this big effort to try and get up to him. I'm like, all right, time to kind of tone it back. He's pulling away when I'm still doing, above threshold in the first 7 minutes of the race. I should just cut it back, kind of settle back into the group, and that's kind of what I do. I just kind of tone it back, and the group will chase him back, hopefully, eventually. But it was kind of a really good move, I thought, to be in. If I could have been up there, if I reacted a bit faster, and that was some things that I need to do is react a lot faster to things if I'm going to react, and not use all this wasted energy. Like I just wasted all of that energy. But yeah, on to the next moment. We'll see where that is. Alright, next moment, 9 minutes in. I'm behind my teammate. This is Daniel. And we're just kind of cruising into this corner. I took this corner really bad for the first half of the race, and then started to take it a lot better towards the end, which saved my race, I think, in a lot of ways. But I don't know what I was doing here. I kind of just like surged way too hard for like what I should have done. In hindsight, I could have just let the wheel go and see if the breakaway happens. See if my teammate can get into the breakaway. It's kind of a big breakaway, but he's a pretty strong dude, and I think we'd be pretty happy with this breakaway. We'd have two of us going up the road. Johnny Brown's still up the road, but I think if with this group they could make it up to him and establish a big breakaway. But that didn't happen because I stayed on the wheel, and I just used a lot of energy to stay on my teammate's wheel. So yeah, don't use so much energy when you could use strategy to your advantage. Alright, we are 13 minutes in-ish, and this is another critical moment of the race. We are going into the corner, and then I have to make this like big acceleration, and to get up to this group because it has Corey in it, and I have to be a good teammate and try and bridge up to it, either bridge up to it or close it down. And I do a big surge to close it down because people are on my wheel, so bring it back together. Don't let anything go up the road, because when you're in a team of 6 like we were today, or that day, we really can't let Corey go up the road when they only have 3 guys. So that's kind of the situation on the road. Like, we can't let things go up the road without one of us in it, or at least At least one, maybe two. That'd be ideal. And then the race kind of settles down when I don't do a lot in the middle of the race, but I do a lot of surges out of like a lot of corners. And just don't do that. I know I'm strong, but like, don't do that. Yeah, don't like go up to like 500 watts out of every single corner. It's gonna just take away from the sprint, and it's a long race, so I don't need to do that. Like, even if I was like one of the big contenders, that would be just a bad thing to do. So I mean, I should be using a lot more effort to not do that. Like a lot more brain capacity, bandwidth to not do that. Alright, so I'm going to be talking through these last few laps. It got pretty chaotic in the end. You could even like scroll back even more and like see how much I was going up and down throughout the pack. I think this is 2 laps to go. So I couldn't see that. But I think it's 2 laps to go. And I'm trying my darndest to try and get up to the front, or close to the front. I'm not even close, like probably like 40 wheels back. Like, this is no good at all. I need to be way further forward, like doing that big surge like that guy just did. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tired going into this, and like, this is just been a good day so far, so I'm just kind of should not be braking in this corner either. Like, just full send this corner. Like those guys, just full send. Actually, I think that, yeah, this is the last lap, I think, actually, because this guy's gonna like jink to the right. Oh, no, there's 2 laps to go. Yeah, so this is yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Like, look at all the chaos in there. Like, this is just the SoCal crits. How chaotic it can get when there's nobody keeping it fast on the front. Like, people just dodging and weaving. Like, I'm trying to get through all these guys, and I think I should be on the outside of most of these corners, looking back, because, like, yeah, you're going to use more energy on the outside, but you can also make up a lot more space. But I think it was the wind direction too that was like kind of, I should be right here on Sharon's wheel, to not get on Sharon's wheel, because Sharon's a pretty good wheel to be on. He knows where to be. He's been a really good sprinter. So I mean, you can just look to guys and be like, all right, I know he's going to be up there. I know Ryan sometimes gets into really good positions, and especially with his lead out right here, I'm like, all right, I'm going to hop on. I'm going to just absolutely try and get on his wheel, because it's just one of the best wheels to be on when you're not really in the lead out, is to try and be on the lead out. Do whatever you can to be on a lead out, and that's how you do it. That's how you get in a good position. So I absolutely took this corner so well with these guys. So much confidence, because we took it so many times in this race, or so many times in this day. So yeah, I'm absolutely sending it. You have to send it. Like, what am I doing? Doing like nothing watts. Like, I'm just chilling here. I'm like, oh, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. No, you're not okay. You have to get up further. Yeah, going through the 3rd corner, it starts to get pretty quick. So this is going to be the last corner, but with 1 lap to go. So we're gonna have 1 lap to go, and it's going to be a pretty interesting last lap, because it's so dicey here. I have to get back on these guy's wheel to the left, but yeah, and there's a butcher box guy, I think that's the butcher box guy, and I have a couple teammates up here, but I just have to get myself up to position because no one's going to help in these early season races when it's kind of like everybody's trying to figure out what, you know, everybody's strengths are, like new team figuring out, like obviously Ozzy's going to be like our main sprinter, who's consistently been on the podium. So, but now I have to make up the space and get up there, like really, yeah, there you go, like get up there, and then yeah, let's get up there. See, it's kind of my teammates leading it out for Ozzy, and I can see Ryan to my left, and I should have been on his wheel, but sure, should have tried to get on his wheel. Should have got on this guy though, the guy to the right. He gets second, I think, in the end, and this is just where it gets so dicey because everybody's like, oh, it's not that fast. It's only 28 miles an hour. I'm gonna just try and pass as many people as I can to the last corner. I should be to the right now. Going right, because right here Corey drops off Justin, and I should be going right on the butcher box, or like right in front of Sharon. Like I should be right in front of Sharon, and there's no, I mean, kind of race brain kind of kicked in, and I didn't see all these gaps that I'm seeing now because the GoPro also like kind of shows a little bit more gap than there really is. But yeah, final sprint was okay, got up to like 33, but it was no sprint like the last one, so I mean, could have been a lot better in my opinion if I followed the right wheels. Also, like, just positioning in general was just like subpar this whole weekend. I think that's a lot. I have a lot to learn in that regard. So I mean, hopefully you guys learn a lot from that. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting season. I'm really expecting a lot for myself because I can get into these positions, and I know that I have a good sprint. I just have to put myself in the right positions and kind of get there. Like I have to like just mentally be still there in the last two laps. So I mean, that's all I can do is just keep working to be fully mentally there. Well, or at least 70%, whatever it takes to be in the main group for the top 5 for the last corner, pretty much for this course, So yeah, so thanks for watching. Give it a like, subscribe. I know I don't say that very often, but yeah, if you liked it, yeah, thanks.